what you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two leaves of my own, I don't need a gat. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that, you gonna have to go through both. That swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears push to start a feature, but my skill set a la carte. Woo! You don't understand. I got some sins in one palm of my hand. Balls are right rigid and bodies get numb every time I demonstrate the main rule of thumb.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm fired up. It's Monday night. You know what time it is. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. For all you out there tuning in once again. We're 325,000 strong, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. 325,000 of them things. And that's because every single one of you crazy knockouts and knockouts. I forget about that. They tune in every single week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the notorious one, the biggest one. Your mama like him and all that. Not to mention the handsome one, TKO. And sadly, Brian, I am just your gal's junior heavyweight champion. That's all that happens. Because, Brian, you're right. And thank you, Brian. Ace Strong tonight from the United States Air Force. That's right, the 86th Airlift Wing showing up and showing out as they always do. Ladies and gentlemen, the proud and the best in the land when it comes down to this global earth we're on, the United States Air Force. And they representing and showing out. And no, sir, I did not win. Getting to that in a second. What's up? How you doing, Amanda? It's nice to see you again. See, I got my little hair did and got it up too. Look at all nice. Let me get that out there. Bam. So you know what I mean? Try to look cute today at work. But anyway. But no, I will get to what happened this past weekend in a little bit. But really quick, let's do some housekeeping. For those of you who all tunes in every single Monday, you had the pleasure of being in front of this guy here, TKO. And what we do here on this show is called the Knockout Hour. We talk about combat sports. And we had some action this weekend in the MMA world when it came down to MVP MMA, that is, because they featured their first event in the hexagon, not the octagon. And so we'll get into that, as well as we have a special guest that I like to bring in at least as much as I possibly can at this point. I think she is one person in the independent scenes that you guys and ladies need to keep your eyes on, as well as make sure that all you promoters out there that you book this woman right here because she is going to be the future of women's wrestling. I strongly believe that. That's why TK only rolls with the best to the big dogs. So when it comes down to this wrestling game, that is, and as well as she is Bad Intentions Kiki Jones. She will be joining us at right there. Oh, after we play the song. After we play the song. After we play the song. Thank you. Just let you know she's right there ready. So Kiki will be joining this show. I know y'all love her, and I do as well as us again that she's a great wrestler. My family loves her. My daughters and my wife. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to win them over, and they like her a lot. So that's good. So you in good standards here at the Knockout Hour as well as I'm pretty sure Brian, Amanda, Walter, and all the knockouts out there and knockouts definitely going to enjoy this show tonight because tonight we got so much when it comes down to the combat world. Like I said, especially Ronda Rousey back in action for at this point, and pretty sure it is a one-time off, but we'll get into that. But on this show, I like to talk about my previous week. Lord, I need to get that tightened up right there. Oh, I need a haircut. But anyway, this previous week, I had the opportunity to do something I'd never done before in wrestling, and that was to offer an opportunity to win this here cool TKO shirt. All right. All right. Damn, let's go this way. Let's go this way. All right, here we go. All right, so and this actually nice material. I'm gonna get into that. Let's go ahead and break that down real quick. So last week, I had a show, not this perhaps, but the show before. We had a show down at the Mason Jar Brewery. Nice, beautiful place with phenomenal people. I mean, the kids there are always it's the reason why I do this. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was a young child and I used to watch wrestling. I always wanted the wrestler to always dap me up or talk to me, ask me a question. So I always make sure that I take the time to speak to these young kids and just be like, "Hey, what do you want to do when you get older? What is your career? What do you want to, because people got to realize these kids are our future. And to know that when I go out here and I perform, I try to make sure certain things that I try to do in front of them that I normally, like, I curse, right? That's why on this show I limit myself as much as I possibly can to pretty much cussing not at all. Because I do believe if you are in a position that people look up to you, people see you, then you need to be able to check yourself and realize that you, the things that come out your mouth and the way you act is the same way others will. I know there's a lot of kids that watch me and my performances. They watch everywhere I walk when I'm at the venues. And I had a responsibility. Number one, as a father, I do not sit there and uh, act a certain way, especially as being a husband too, that I don't do these things uh, or say certain things out there in public in front of the. You get what I mean? Like I think y'all understand where I'm coming from because like I said, these children that come to these events is looking for a hero. And I remember I was a child, I thought the same. So I want to be that person they could look up to say, hey, he's living a life for integrity. He's trying to do the right things. He's going to make mistakes, but he's going to take accountability and learn from it and move on. That's what we all got to do in life. So my character is TKO when I perform. Honestly, it's just me. It's literally me just turned up to the max. That's all my passion, my rage, my fire. It's so many times I catch myself crying, um, just thinking about wrestling, thinking about moments in this business because it means so much. And I'm a very passionate person. When I love, I love. You know what I mean? So last week, the thing was I had this TKO just hitting line. I've been working on it and only had one color. It was the black and red, black shirt, red logo. And I was running out of the small size, so at this point ran out. And the children were disappointed because that's the shirt they wanted. And so there was a T-shirt maker there. Shout out to my man Don. Don is an amazing person. I met him on the spot. We started to get to talking because the kid. I said, "Look, if I can get these shirts made in a week, I will. I would do everything I can to have it available for you guys." So me and Don got to talking the next day as my wife did my hair, and we was just. I mean, man, great relationship. He's a really good person and we was able to come together and make some agreements, get some things worked out. And right there around Wednesday or Thursday, it just seems like, oh God, this is not going to work out. Because what we was advertising, he came up with the idea to say, hey, what if you came up with X, Y, and Z, and we'll raffle it and then do that? I was like, boom, that's an amazing idea. My thing was, I didn't think it was going to work. The concept was if you buy the new TKO T-shirt at $25, right? That you enter a chance to win a, one of a kind flyer with my signature and everything for me. When I mean, not only did it work, the kids that came to the show, they came there early to be there to see me, and they got the shirt first. Not only did we do that, we pretty much sold out, and it touched old little TKO's heart because it really shows that um, y'all do represent me. You know what I mean? Y'all love me and I love y'all back. I'm generally that type of guy. That's what I do this business for. I do it for championships and for smiles. Because the people are happy, having a good time, they're enjoying themselves, then it takes them away from what they deal with every single day. And for us as performers, and I'm pretty sure Kiki could say the same thing, is that if we could put a smile on your face, especially uh, that young kid that sat there and did everything they could to wait for you to walk around the ring just to dap them up. You know, those moments right there, that will live in my mind forever. Championships come and go, money come and go, hell, even friends. But when it comes down to some of these memories of what you encounter in these moments of being a wrestler, superstar, or whatever, it's the little small things sometimes that really puts it all together for you. And when that kid, the smallest kid there at the whole group, won that poster, you couldn't tell that boy nothing. I mean, I'm posting the pictures tonight. I'm lazy, but man, thank you. Thank you, everybody at Gals Pro Wrestling, for an amazing event. Thank you, Don, for the t-shirts. Thank you, Grog, for always providing a place for us to have a good venue, good people, and a good time. And yeah, so that's what the rundown was from last week. Really, other than that, it was just work. Oh, conference to go. I had the most sales last week on my job as a team on the team. So let's thank you very much. Thank you, dog. Thank you. Woo. But anyway, we're gonna play a song from OC from NC. We got some new music coming next week and the following weeks after, so that's dope. Thank you guys for reaching out, and yeah, but people gonna be able, you're gonna be heard in front of 300,000 knockouts and knockouts. But we're gonna knock out the song right now for you. That's OC from NC. We're gonna go with let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's go with the Immaculate Constellation. I like that. Let's go with that
Check. Couple more plays, we about to stop making them. Couple more days, we got to drop weight for them. So stuck in my ways, we about to stop weight. So stuck in my ways, we back in stock. Baxter Stockman, fly on the wall, watching a rock band, locked in, a lot in, making sense now. Niggas that play both sides got off the fence. I'm convinced when you play those rhymes, you not convinced. Not when this I design like if Plato rhymed. Took a trip out west just to say those lines. One stop in Texas, my only play no rhymes, cause they know I'm timeless. NC's finest, do rewind this, beat Tampa. Me and B started out with some weak crowds, but look at us, peak now. Look at my week now, I'm weak now. Wait, like it's hard being discreet now. Brand new Jordan 5, see my defeat. All the time pain turning to rhyme, see my defeat. Whatever's out of control, you all delete, all defeat, nigga. Fish, still trucking, still thugging, still going, chill dugging. Been a long road, niggas will turn on you. Hey, it's been a long road, still trucking, still thugging, still going, chill dugging. Been a long road, niggas will turn on you. Hey. Slid up to the hill, I'm a Johnny Deal. 3 bad bitches on a Halloween. My, think we got a baby, let me grab the wheel. Too much attention on it. You only hear from 10 to 2, what's the tension on it? Just meet me after in the room, what's the tension? Make sure your friends ain't around for the legend. Don't get found in my mentions, babe. Don't get found in the mentions. You define it as a pimp, as profound as a Simpson.
Yes, sir. That was OC from NC with another hot track, as they always do. I know we had this on here for a while, but I just love to bring it back from time to time because those always brings the heat when it comes down to hip hop music. And if you're an artist out there looking for an opportunity to get your song played here on the Knockout Hour, it's very simple. You guys and ladies, go ahead and hit me up at iconprowrestling.tko@gmail.com. That is one more time for you ladies. Oh, I went so quick. All right, there we go. It's iconprowrestling.tko@gmail.com. All right. So, as promised earlier, and I'm glad that she's able to join us again, we have, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring her back to the Knockout Hour for everybody. It's Kiki Jones. Say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Bad Intentions, Kiki Jones. Glad to be back. Missed y'all, so I'm here. I'm ready to rock.
Heck yeah, it's a pleasure having you because, like I say again, for everybody out there, it's one thing that again we're a professional wrestler, but we're also really friends and we're on the same cards most of the time, like we was this past Saturday. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so like we enjoy it again. Like we had a good crowd this past weekend. I mean, wow, I'm still kind of taking it back. You know what I'm saying? You know me,
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you.
I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? but,
Right, right.
but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I know that. Let's get down to it. I know you had a big weekend because, ladies and gentlemen, in this wrestling game, I'm very impressed and very happy for Kiki because she's out there putting in that work. She's putting in the miles, ladies and gentlemen. And for a lot of you don't understand, there's nobody providing our transportation besides us. So we're using any and everything we can to make it into your event for whatever pay that we, whatever we come to agreement, right? So for a lot of you out there, y'all don't realize or understand that for us, every single time we come to y'all shows, we putting our livelihood on the line. We really are. But this past weekend, Kiki, I'll let you tell it. I'll let you tell it if you like.
Gotcha. Um,
But let's talk
like
about
like
your own
TK.
wrestling. Let's get into the wrestling weekend. So let's start with I know you had the show Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
Go ahead and get some
Yes.
time. Let's talk about those experiences.
Both were great experiences. I will say for Saturday, I enjoyed myself, and I appreciate Greg for allowing me to debut. I just know that the next time will be an even better impression. Um, but like you said, it was a learning experience, and any opportunity I get to perform and practice my craft and passion in front of people um is always a good opportunity, and I always accept it as it's always a privilege and an opportunity because no one has to book you, no one owes you anything when it comes to this business. You can do all the training, you can go to all the seminars and everything, but it's the way you carry yourself and everything else that also helps with that. um but I thoroughly enjoyed myself this weekend. It kind of gets me prepped for later on. Because like I was telling you, you know, even prior to the podcast and stuff, it's like we're like not even halfway into 2026 yet, and I'm pretty booked, and there's still room to get booked for even more shows.
Hmm.
Um, but dealing with this past weekend, it was a learning experience, and I'm really happy that I got to experience having to do back to back shows because it allows you to try new things as well and to critique and fix things and stuff. So what maybe I didn't do so well on Saturday when I had the next show Sunday, I was able to work on that and put on a better performance, because that is one thing I will say to myself and critique myself on and whatnot is I can't wait to perform again for Gouge Wrestling because my energy was kind of off because of the backstage stuff that I had to deal with prior to. So, but I also have to remember, irregardless of whatever is happening prior to a show or something, I need to make sure that the energy is still always the same regardless, because every crowd, every promoter and promotion deserves the best version of the performer. Doesn't matter what the outside, whatever. So that was a learning experience as well for me, is knowing how to take maybe something that's negative that I'm dealing with outside of performing and not now obviously the crowd didn't know it, but I knew that my energy was not the same compared to when I went and did what I needed to do Sunday. So, but that's how I look at it as a performer, and even though I'm still freshly new at it, is every crowd, regardless of if they pay or if it's a free show, whatever, every crowd and every promoter deserves the best version of the performer that they're having at their show. Period.
Absolutely. Like, see, that's I'm glad to hear that, and that's what a lot of young wrestlers need to understand is that no matter if it's one to or 1,000, no matter if in this case one time my grandfather passed away while I was wrestling, didn't even know
Mm,
the next day, but but however, it comes down to like you said, it just you have to block that out. I think my that was one of my best matches at that time because I was even more laser focused to be like, well, if I'm here right now and here and now, I got to get everything I have because right now my heart is in this moment. And but you're right. It does start with I don't. Was you there when when I got in the locker room? Was you down there when that happened?
I not. I don't think what you're referring to. No, I wasn't down there at that point. I
Come on.
think
Oh,
that situation had already happened and
all
stuff by
right.
the time I got there.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell it. You know what? All right, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Forget it. This ain't about the match. So let's make that very clear. This is about like you're not gonna talk to me like that. Just
Right.
mm, I don't care what we are. So what happened was I'm gonna leave the person name out, but I'm gonna tell the scenario. So this person, I think personally to me, he's a bully. He because of him being a veteran, and he don't realize how he comes off to people because he can have good intent. It just how he says it. And so for me, I'm very passive at times because I'm not trying to and I'm not a person that's trying to incite a fight. I'm cool about
Right.
it, chill. So I let it slide by a lot of the times where it irritates me, but I'm gonna keep smiling and being cool about it. So I was upstairs buying a beverage, not alcohol. Everybody, I'm still sober, so don't worry about that. It was a THC drink, and so the line was long, and I knew it was gonna be a minute, and I knew it was getting kind of that time. I probably need to get back to the locker room. So just so happened he called. I turned around and we're in this shop, and he says to me, "Hey TKO, we got to go. We got to meet." I was like, "No problem. I heard you. I got you." So then I turned around because at this point I was looking for a solution. I just needed a second. He then yells, "Hey, we got to go!" in front of all these people. Now you ain't gonna do that to me. I don't get my mama don't yell at me like that. So only person yelling like that is my wife. That's different. But yeah, he did that. So I played it all cool. One of the fans said, "Hey, I'll pay for it." I gave them money and gave them product. They paid for it. And said they gave them my wife's table. So when we went down to the locker room, he's right about to go in there, and I went off because I'm like, "You MF and you know what?" Because like I said, you're not going to sit here and talk to me in front of all these people and get loud with me. I'm not going to do that. Like no, you got me messed up. And see, that's why I think I carried that same feeling into the argument because of how he did that to other people. And I think he been bullying people. So for me, you ain't gonna do that to me. And
Right.
so yeah, I was yelling in that locker room, which I never done a day in my life in wrestling. I never raised my voice in any situation. I own the company and never done that. And I yelled at him. And end of the day, let's just say, in my opinion, I don't think we got to worry about him bullying nobody no more. Now, for a lot of you don't know, and she knows too, the man's bigger than me. It ain't like that I'm picking on somebody that's smaller or something like that. The man's clearly like maybe an inch taller, maybe an inch or two. I give him 6'4", 6'3",
Right.
and you're looking at maybe at least 80 to 90 pound weight differential. Just being realistic. So
Right.
So when I looked this man dead in his eyes, I don't care what he was saying. I said what I said. So at this point, I really don't register no more what's moving at your lips. I really don't care. It's either like you better shut up talking to me or what you want to do.
Right.
And so I ain't say it. I'm just looking at him very sternly, like I was staring at my child to go pick up that toy, and he sat down in that chair. And I commenced to keep staring at him to see if he had wanted to say anything else because I wanted to be entertained. You pissed me off at this point. So let's just say a second later, someone asked me a question and everything back to normal. Cause why? My problem's not with everybody else. My problem's with you, homeboy.
Right.
Now we reconciled because of the situation. I will say this. I apologize for my tone. I don't apologize for what I said.
Gotcha. Which
And
there
I
is a difference.
yes, and I'm glad that you understand that. Intelligent people like yourself do. For a lot of people that don't get that, is to say this: I'm a very direct person. I don't beat around the bush. If I'm gonna say something, I'm going to say it. Now, also too, before I say it, I already know what's going to come out of my mouth because I already done ran this through my mind before it came out. So if I
Right.
want to go this far with you right now, I'm at my point that it's whatever because I done broke down every consequence of this situation. So whatever way you want to go about it, we can do it. It doesn't bother me.
Right.
But if you're not willing to go that far with me, then don't do it because I'm a very meticulous person. All right. I may not know everything, but I'm not stupid. He said, "Do we need to fly a mission down there, TKO? We can drone him." No, 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 brother. Hey, I would say this. In that moment, I really wanted something to happen in my mind. I was like, "Please, God, just put your hands on me or touch me." And I was just, it's something like, and I was like, it's sad to do that, but I was just like, Lord, I think they're gonna understand real quick this character. And like I'm telling everybody, TKO is literally me. It's just me times 10. All right. It's it's none of this. It's not an act. It's not a show. It's me.
Right.
Like Kiki. Kiki uses like that is her. For a lot of you, like I know her inside and outside the ring. This is her. When she's in there, that she is locked in as Kiki. It's no other mistaking it. It's not uh this character that no. I'm me in this moment. You gonna come get you some. And
Right.
that's why I'm asking you because I think, and I know you invested in you as the product instead of saying, "Hey, I got to put on," which it works for a lot of people, but for you, I think you dialed in exactly who you are, and that's going to resonate, and make your wrestling even better. All right.
Exactly.
Quick question: What would you say if it were to be the one biggest takeaway or one biggest advice you had all weekend? What would that be when it pertains to wrestling?
Yeah, it's that's a good question. I won't name names, but an individual at the Gouge Wrestling that I was speaking to because they were also at the next show the following day reminded me of something that I had to remember that in this business, you like you said, you're TKO, I'm Bad Intentions, Kiki Jones. Yes, it is us dialed up to 10 or more, but at the same time, we are also a brand. So you have to protect your gimmick and your brand. So that was the biggest takeaway that I learned from both days. But it started on Saturday at Gouge Wrestling with this individual who reminded me that yes, I can be respectful like I am and grateful for every opportunity. But what was taught and what reminded me is that I have to remember in this business, you have to protect your brand because if you don't, um, some people you'll end up getting used and it can ruin your gimmick and bury you and you don't want that. So that is the biggest thing that I learned over the weekend that moving forward I have that grilled in my head now and I appreciate that individual for bringing that up and whatnot. So
And that's a good takeaway because I would like to add something to that. I've been in the experience. This is learning that I was at a place looking for opportunity. They used me several times. I think some of them. I think the matches was great, but they didn't have uh, no direction for me. So
mm,
instead of investing in me or trying to say, "Hey, let's see if we can get this guy over," I took loss after loss after loss. And some people I personally feel like that shouldn't have been maybe the decision they should have went. So for me, you're right. I had to protect myself instead of worrying about the promotion, and I stopped asking for booking. Now, it's nothing to say a word against that promotion. I think what they do is an amazing job, but they don't have a place for me, so I do not want to waste their time and or mine. So I decided, hey, let me protect myself and move along. So, and I think I know the individual you're talking about. I think I
yeah,
very.
yeah,
We ain't gonna say because yeah, we'll let that be. I know who it is.
yeah.
uh, I will say this too. Being their first time at Gouge too. Gouge is typically a um, how would you say it? Gimmick promotion. It's sort of
Okay.
gimmick, right? I don't think you kind of like you could see a lot of it, like where that we play into characters more than we would traditionally being like real intense about a match.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I think that, but I would say, uh, how you like the atmosphere? Because the atmosphere to me, if a lot of people ain't seen it, you can go on my Facebook page, Teddy Allen Jr. Look on there and see like how my entrance, see how it looks, and but how you think about the aesthetics of the place?
It's interesting. It's not. I don't think it's bad. Um, it is. It's interesting in the fact. What I mean, I guess, by interesting is it's a different setup than I guess what you would normally think of for a venue, but without saying or giving away too much, what I was told kind of in preparation for the crowd and stuff at Gouge is, like you said, it's more about working the gimmick
Right.
versus, it's not saying don't worry about the wrestling, of course, because obviously
Hmm.
there's a reason we all train and everything else, but the crowd and the setup, it's, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's,
Playing to the crowd, right? It's like play
yeah, you have
more,
to, yeah, you have to
play the
play to the crowd, and I think, say that
play the.
again.
It's more like play the hits. Don't worry about the chain wrestling and getting into like scientifically wrestling. You don't have to. The point would be is you have to prove you can wrestle to this crowd because they're not a wrestling crowd. They
Right,
are
right.
they're looking for entertainment and having a good time. Now you're gonna get your ever so often person in the groups that's gonna be that wrestling aficionados. However, primarily at these shows, these people are just having a great time, just crowd gathering, and that's what I love about Gouge. It's fun because typically you can let your hair down and you don't have to be so serious, right? Like my
Right.
match with Seymour, I don't know if you've seen. Did you watch that match with Seymour or catch a second of that?
I didn't get a chance to. That's the other thing I need to do, is that anytime I'm at a show, I need to be able to watch the other matches because I can obviously learn from watching other people's matches. That's the thing that sucks, is that sometimes I'll get critiques on something, for my match or whatever, which I'm trying to obviously be a sponge and listen, but at the same time, there's other ways to learn
Hmm.
besides just having someone talk to you and tell you this, that, and the third.
Right.
And I've noticed that in the last 2 or 3 shows that I've been at, that I unfortunately don't get a chance to. Obviously, I've never been in the WWE yet, but I know that if I was, whether it was NXT or whatever,
Hmm.
after my match or whatever, and Shawn Michaels, whoever, okay, this was great, but next time, after the critique, I would be like the John Cena or, Seth Rollins. I would be someone that's standing in Gorilla watching the other matches and stuff, because you can always learn. And that's the thing. That's why I use like Seth Rollins and John Cena. You would think John Cena don't, what's John Cena watching a match for? He's the GOAT. But he proves that if you really want to be the GOAT like that, you're gonna still watch other people and stuff, and you still might learn something from them, even though you're the GOAT. So if the GOAT's sitting here watching people's matches, why wouldn't the person that is brand new in this business breaking in not do the same thing? So that's something moving forward too that I need to do. And even if it's not the exact, it's at the shows, but the other thing I'm trying to do is also look up matches of whether it's you or whoever to learn from, because again, you guys are veterans compared to me. I'm green, I'm still new. So I can learn just the way I can sit here learning, studying MJF matches from the indies and watching, territory matches from back in the day and whatnot. I can also learn from people that are performing now in the same lot that I'm sharing a locker room with.
Hmm.
So
Oh, that was my thing. I came from CWF Mid Atlantic, and for us, we always had a camera in the back. So, like the moment you get done with your match, they'll give you some critiques, but I like what you said. You can't take opinions from everybody. Sometimes they want to talk and talk and talk. Most of the time, typically, if I'm on any show, I will listen to maybe like I'll check on this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna tell everybody this, that, and the third. But when I heard what I needed to hear, I just get away from people for a second because now I need to relax, get back, calm down, and be able to get those moments right to walk away and go see some more of those matches. Because you're absolutely right. The way you learn is watching how other people move and just the little subtle things they do. Like one person that my trainer is Eric Rule and Cameron Grimes. I know you know Cameron Grimes from TV.
Yep, yep.
So when they did things at CWF, a lot of it for me, people. All right, this is all right. Little end for y'all. Okay, ring placement. Ring placement is crucial in matches because I'm gonna be honest. A lot of green people and vets mess up a lot with spacing. You'll find a groove kick where you'll start to understand where to get away from the person to come back to them. Because a lot of times
Right.
when you get wrestling, you're just doing stuff. You're moving. You're going with things. And we take a lot of bad bumps we don't have to take because we're bumping in so many areas where it's not good to take a bump there and we're like, oh, well, we're in the moment. But we always got to be conscious of, I also have to control what I am doing in this moment. So
Right.
when we're doing this, let's say I took a hard punch because a lot of times in real life, if you got punched in the face standing still, would you be standing still if somebody punched you in the face? No.
No.
You'll typically move somewhere. You'll move back, whatever. But
Right.
imagine struck, right? You'll typically take that hit, walk back a little bit, and turn away. Most of the time. You're like, oh God, that boy don't got me. But what would you do? Some people will turn around, reset, and then come back to the point of where they need to be. So
Right.
a lot of times, that's why I had to put the perspective like so when I take a shot, I'm always thinking in my mind, get away to come back. Get away to come back. Because creating that ring distance creates for the fans that allure that again, it's just certain things that I recommend to a lot of young people. Take your time where if you know, boom, this moment right here, just take a second, walk to the turnbuckle. Because if you know where you're supposed to be, whatever, that type of thing. But if you're mentally sitting there, you're thinking for a second, boom, I took this. One, two, kick out. Yeah, I'm gonna get up. And if naturally if you was gonna get up, would you not go use the ropes to get up? If I've knocked
Right.
you, yeah, if I punched you in the face in real life, not you, but the average person, if you were trying to get up, you wouldn't just push off the ground to get up. No, you'll be grabbing at something. You'll be picking yourself,
Because you're
grabbing
gonna
it.
be dazed. Something you just got punched in the jaw.
Exactly. So that's what I think people need to just realize that in our business. The other crap that some people do, and I say crap because of people like you that's green that's watching it, they get the wrong impression that everybody has to do that to get over. Where it's not that. It's just, hey, everybody just kind of you gotta find a flow state in your wrestling. And once you find a flow state, it will feel like the match is not even really happening. You're just kind of really just looking at the crowd. It just
Right.
weird. It's like that. But I do think that um I'm very impressed so far by what you're able to do because I know deep in my heart there's going to be that moment where you get that grandiose 30-minute match, right? And you're just working every hole just right. That crowd give you right amount. It's going to be there. And when it does, I'm telling you, your heart going to be so overfilled with joy because all the work your trainers put into, all the advice you took, all the times you busted your butt to be in these moments, when that payoff happens, it's not even gonna be about the win or even the loss. It's just you
Right.
know that hey, I went out here and I gave one heck of a match. I know that I felt good, and when you hit the back, them boys and girls go to get the clapping for you, or they tell you that right there, that one notch right there in your wrestling belt, that right there is super. That's what then you know. Okay, now I'm in my flow state. It's there.
Right.
I believe you'll find it because you're peaking, you're getting there, you're getting those matches. The more matches you have, the better you're gonna get. It just it's scientific. There's no way you can
Right.
do
Exactly.
it.
Can't get better unless you do it. So
Yeah, you ain't going right. But now talking about can't get better. What can get better is this uh fight card we had this past weekend on the MMA. Did you have a chance to? I know you were busy, but did you have a chance to even like skim over some of the things that went down?
So the only thing I was able to even glance at was it was something you mentioned. It was the Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to give it away for people, but oh
Oh,
my
no,
lord.
no. They had more than enough time. This is Monday. They're good. That everybody in the world does see at this point. We're gonna talk about it. Um, um, all right, let's get into it. Now I'm gonna name some other things I did go back and watch yesterday because some of these people I actually like. So I'm gonna be realistic. I wouldn't waste my time. Now, a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't until the announcer said it. This night, maybe for MVP MMA, they have a hexagon, not an octagon, because the UFC
Okay,
has a trademark on that, so they can't use
gotcha.
the octagon. I didn't know that. Or Jake Paul just probably want to be different and do his own thing. Which, personally, visually, you can't really tell a difference. I really couldn't even.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was just kind of like, okay, there's a cage and he's against it. It wasn't like it blew my mind. It was. It would be like
Gotcha.
ring. It's like TNA's ring, right? Like, okay, it's a six-sided ring. It's still wrestling, ain't it? The way I looked at it.
I remember I was thoroughly the first time I ever seen that TNA ring though. I was like, how? Like it just blew my mind because before that I was used to four sides, but it was something different. So,
Hey, I tell you one thing that really would throw you off is the 18 by 18 or 20 by 20.
hmm
Oh, you talk about whew, that running the ropes alone in the 18 by 18 would make you tired. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
16 by 16 is like a little like a trampoline sometimes. But 18 by 18 boards, I never been in the 20 by 20 in this point. I think WWE is the only one that has
yeah,
that. Yeah.
I believe
Which
so.
whew, now my steps is two in turn, even in the 18 by 18. There's no way in the world I could do two steps of that 20 by
Nah, it'd have to be at 3,
20. Yeah, yeah. And then
3, three
definitely
and a half.
and then I never ran off ropes before, so that's another one. I always been the cables. I never came off the ropes. Like
Oh, gotcha.
I never came off. I never felt that pain yet. But because I heard they hurt. But all
They
right,
say
so
they say that the ring ropes actually hurt worse than taking the bump unless you just take a really bad bump. But anyways, not trying to give
right.
away stuff here.
Hey, yeah. Hey, these people they be riding with one thing I like about the knockout fans and the knockouts and knockouts is that no, they cool about it. Because they
Gotcha.
understand like, they we don't right. I don't tell too much, but I tell enough that they get what I'm saying.
Right. I'm just not trying to be like WWE Unreal and stuff. Like,
Right,
dang, we're just
right, right,
going way behind the scenes. Like, I enjoy it as a wrestler,
right.
but if I was just a fan still, I can see why a lot of people are like, oh, come on. But anyways, that's a different subject. But yeah.
I think like more now the nostalgia factor of now having more media. I think that's what drives the fan more crazy to know more about our real lives and stuff like that. I think that's why
Yeah.
it's big because if you look at it in the early 2000s, even if we had social media, people like Stone Cold still would have been away, and you would have never seen what this man was doing. He's one of those type, right? But so
Right.
they like a Cena. Cena is more of a people's champ of today's era because people rode and came up with Cena through, you know, and I think that
Right.
was.
Right.
But when it comes to this fight, so Francis Ngannou got a first round knockout, which he looked good, he looked impressive. He called out John Jones after that, so we'll see
Oh, yeah.
if
I did hear about that.
yeah, we'll see if the UFC allows John out of that contract because technically John said he is still under contract, even though he retired. The UFC is like, nah, brother, we're gonna wait till his contract run out. So we'll see what happens. But
Dana White just irritates me. That's why I keep making that face because my thing, just a real short snippet about the Ngannou and Jones situation is Dana White's greedy as all get out. They could have been had that major historic. The UFC makes enough money that Dana White could have paid both of them what they rightfully deserve to be paid and could have had that fight. Now we're like 3, 4 years later and stuff. But it's like it still would be a good fight, and it should have it just I'm just saying it should have happened sooner than this maybe stuff that's happening right now. It's just annoying, all because someone wanted to be greedy. So
All right. So I would play devil's advocate, and I'm gonna play the promoter as Dana, right? If I'm the promoter, what more than the fact that besides the fight fans that already know these guys, what other money is drawn in compared to if I announce Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor has sponsors and way more invested in Conor than say these two gentlemen right here. Now I love
okay,
guys, but I see that the money would make sense because for Francis and John, if I was already paying y'all a king's ransom more than anybody else, we would already clearly would know that. Then how much more would I have to pay you besides what other money's going to come my way? Because now too, you got to remember they're not on pay per view no more. So for them,
that's true.
so it can probably change the dynamics of like TKO groups with WWE right now with their pays. And I think those little sides of it. See, I had to look at it myself that way too. I hated that the actual product is not getting its compensation. However, UFC has shown people in numerous amount of times that it's not the fighter, it's the product. The brand will always be synonymous, not Francis, because Francis, there will always be another heavyweight champion. There will always be a next up and comer. So I can
True.
understand only on the business side. A lot of times when I look at things now that would frustrate me like that would naturally, I have to think like, well, how much money am I really getting out of this if I'm the one putting on for this? That's the only way I look at it. Now,
And no, and
beyond, we need
I
to
was
see
gonna say
that
that's
fight.
a good, yeah, that's a good point because I'm thinking from the fan perspective and just someone that is a consumer. I'm not thinking of it in the perspective of, oh, I'm the person that's in charge of making sure I get my money as well as paying and the predictions of how many. And like you said too, the another factor is we're kind of moved from the pay-per-view era into what they like to call PLEs, whether we're talking about wrestling or whatever. They're trying to get you to buy the ESPN Plus and all this other stuff to be able to watch their stuff. So it's not the same anymore like pay-per-view buys were back in the day. So there's a lot of factors you just brought up that I just wasn't thinking about um, because I don't think in that perspective because I'm not the one that I'm a consumer at this point. That's it.
No, but it's fine because I have to keep like when I see those things because Francis will scream to the moon he needs to get paid. And you're right. That's why PFL has been paying him because they need to come up. So if they're willing to spend that bread to get the company up to the level of USC or even higher, then they're gonna have to shovel out more. Once they get to a point where they're the kings of the mountain, then they can now kind of level off and say, hey, now we got a pay structure because if everybody came in expecting top dollar, then we won't have no company. Because if the next guy get a check, then the next guy's like the good example would be your sports teams. That's why they got salary caps, and they
Right.
give them a show because if you pay one guy more than the others, I'm gonna be realistic. If I was an offensive lineman for half these quarterbacks, I would never block. But I swear to
But you
God,
have
I'm
a
like,
point.
wait a minute, you paying Kirk Cousins what? Oh no, let him come through. Right.
I mean, you
I ain't
can't throw the ball without protection. So, I mean,
mhm. I'm not talking smack about the Raiders, DC. I don't like Kirk Cousins. That's all. I'm him and I'm stopped. All right, and then really quick, we're gonna talk about Ronda and Serrano. Uh, thoughts. We're gonna keep this brief because that fight was brief.
oh my god, yeah, Ronda was in her regular UFC form.
I'm gonna be honest. She said that she's gonna retire and have more babies. Baby, you already been retired. I personally am the guy that hated her because what I think her 12 wins was impressive. One of the best runs of anybody. But the division in that time caught up because at the time she came in, everybody had one concentration. And at that point, while she was dominating, everybody learned how to beat Ronda or they were fixing themselves. She went against two strikers and they struck it, they just knocked her out. Simple enough. I watched it yesterday. I just felt so good about watching her get knocked out. I can't stand Ronda. You talk this smack like you were going to have a fight against Amanda Nunes right now. You wasn't even touching the lioness if you wanted to. So, in my opinion, I am so tired of Ronda. Go back to that trailer park you came from. Because I personally can't stand her trailer park nine. I mean, nine shadow boxing ass. I'm sorry. She irritate me. Go watch her shadow box.
No, I know that's why I'm laughing in agreement with you because she is not a striker, and it's like you said, it's not to take away what she accomplished, but like you said
Right.
though, look at the division she was in at the time when she was dominating and putting women's or women's MMA on the map. Because Dana White admitted at one point he never thought about putting
Right.
women period at all until women showed him like, nah, we can get down too. You just have to find us like you find the dudes. But
Right.
Ronda was a good judo Olympian. Cool. Or bronze. I think she got bronze or whatever.
Right.
She, like you said, the division caught up
Hmm.
and we learned that she's not a striker. She relies on her judo and her submission, which, okay, that's cool. But you should have gotten better. It's MMA, mixed martial arts. If
Right.
all you're going to do is rely on one thing out of the mixture of arts there is, at some point you're going to get caught. And like
Yep.
you said, Holly Holmes gave her I mean, Holly Holmes had that
Oh,
woman sitting there doing a kneeling strike, like,
she
just to
had
stand
counted
up.
around. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard. Oh,
I knew. I was like, Rhonda's get. And then when I saw her get booted in her mouth and she I was like, yeah.
oh, it starts to. Oh, she got started. Oh, I love that so much.
And then, like you said, got the beats by Amanda beats
Oh,
by Dre. She got the beats by A over there. I mean,
got the boot.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and then her boxing coach over there setting her up for failure, talking about she's the best striker. And then, like you said, the shadow. I was like,
What?
no. I was like, you need to give her money back talking about she's the best striker and you thought that was good. Anyways, like you said, my thing too though, the reason I don't like Ronda, it's not even about the MMA part of it.
Hmm.
It's I know that's the part we're talking about because of her fight, but the
Oh, it's a
way
lot.
it's the way she trashes professional wrestling.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And
Because
then has the gall to run her mouth and say if it wasn't for me, there wouldn't be the main event women's wrestling. That I'm like, if you don't someone come punch her in her mouth again, please. Like, what are you talking about? You excuse me, you crap on wrestling fans and professional wrestling and talk about how it's so fake and stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, the only reason she even main evented a WrestleMania and stuff, and let's be for real, even though like your opinion of Becky Lynch and stuff, Becky and Charlotte carried her. Becky and Charlotte carried her in that WrestleMania main event. The only reason Ronda Rousey was in a WrestleMania main event or got the star power she had was they were using the star power from her UFC before she was getting beat up by Holly Holm and Amanda Nunez. And when they realized she couldn't cut, like, yeah, athletic wise, cool, you can do stuff in the ring, but your character work was horrible. Even as a heel, you don't have a right to crap on professional wrestling when you weren't even good at it. You only got lucky because of your star power from MMA. That's all I'm
and
saying.
and Marina Shafir from AEW has gotten better. She's working her tail off to be a better wrestler. She's not just talking that game. She's been working hard, and that's what pisses me off about Ronda. I cannot stand Ronda because you are the problem with women's division. That you won't move out of the way and sit there and usher in a new era of women should be celebrated for. Yes, if you are a trailblazer, then act like it. Stop acting like you was entitled. That's
Right.
one thing I cannot stand about her, and that's the same. And really quick, Javon Evans. Shout out to the young OG coming back home
Yep.
tonight in Greensboro, North Carolina. That's our back door to us here in Burlington. We love you, young king, man. I'm so proud of you. Like just knowing that he got a party going up this weekend down in Greensboro. Now TKO don't step out, but I may have to step out before my boy Javon. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I miss you, kid, and I'm so proud of him. And tonight he's coming home to be on the card tonight, and he's about to show up and do his thing for everybody here in North Carolina. We miss you, man. Everybody out been I know we all been buzzing about that today. So I just wanted to say on this show, the young OG, less than 5 minutes. We got Monday Night Raw, and y'all gonna see the young OG out here representing and showing up and showing out. That's my boy. I love you, man. And yeah, really quick, before the show goes, I was go ahead and get these socials out. Make sure you let they know where to find you and where your next upcoming matches are.
All right. So you can find me on Instagram at Bad Intentions KKJ. Again, that's on Instagram, Bad Intentions KKJ, all together. There, you can also find my other links to my other social media pages. The next show is going to be at the Appomattox Moose Lodge for the BWF. I go up against Nina Orion. And Bad Intentions is always going to show up and show out. And like I always tell everyone, and Nina will learn come June 13th, that you always have to play with something safe because Kiki Jones is not safe to play with. So
Man. And hey, no more being said. Is that are we on the same show? Where were you gonna be there that night?
that's a different show. So that's my next booking is June 13th.
Yeah, I'm going.
Um,
I'll be in
but
Gastonia.
yeah, I'm gonna be in Appomattox, Virginia on
Oh,
the 13th of June.
gotcha. And really quick, everybody, TKO joined TikTok. That's right. I knew a lot of the fans out there. I'm old, man. Oh, I'm about to be 40. But I'll be
That
40.
ain't old. That's age like fine wine. Come on now.
Come on, no, not in the ring. Because I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. These past 2 weekends of me wrestling once every the past 2 weekends, I'm hurting. All right, I've been walking around the past 2 days like, oh my neck, but I'll be fine. Because June 13th, I got a match against Tim, the infamous man Tim. That is the first time I ever get to face him, and I've been waiting for this match my whole life. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a
I love that dude. Love that
oh,
dude to pieces.
and I'm gonna sit there and show him and everybody else why they call me the notorious one, the biggest one, the mama like him and all that, the handsome one, TKO. Because just because you are a star, brother, I'm gonna shine just as bright as you that night, and we're gonna see how the outcome be. Because I know when it comes to TKO, I don't miss. I'm always a hit, and I know you always bring your A1 performance. So Tim, get ready, bro. 'Cause we're gonna have one hell of a night, baby. I promise you that. We're gonna have fun, brother. 'Cause, hey, I've been waiting for this. But I would say that if you want to reach me on any of the socials, it's TKO336 on TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook. Excuse me, YouTube. There you go. And then on Facebook, it's Teddy Allen Jr. Then check out my company, which Kiki Jones and Scarlet Skies right now has the highest viewed match on Icon Pro Wrestling right now on YouTube. So check it out.
Whoa.
Over 500 views. It's the most viewed match I've ever had on my company's history. I think actually, if you combine all the numbers from all the videos, don't even add up. So if you guys and ladies want to see Kiki Jones in action, you say, hey, and then get the chance to see a match, great. Jump on over to Icon Pro Wrestling LLC. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, anywhere you can find us. Come check us out. But I do want to say, Kiki, I am so glad and blessed that you was able to be on this show, as well as after the weekend you had. I'm glad that you got home safe, and I'm
Yes.
glad you had a good weekend of just going out there and doing your thing and living your dream.
Yes. Always.
All right. And I know everybody out here, you love and enjoy Kiki. We're gonna make sure we bring it back several more times. I mean, heck, why not? Because I enjoy her company. I think the ladies and the gentlemen as well appreciate Kiki. And we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna keep this show live, keep it turned up. But I want you guys to make sure again that you go to Icon Pro LLC. I mean Icon Pro Wrestling on all our socials. Make sure you go to YouTube as well as TKO336. Go ahead and drop a like, share, subscribe because hey, all the support you do for every single one of us as independent wrestlers goes a long way in our career and our families and everything that we do. All right. Now, I know everybody, like I said a couple of minutes ago, if you ready to see the hottest young talent in the business, make sure you tune in to Monday Night Raw tonight. And it's less than a minute. The young OG Devon Evans is coming back to Greensboro, North Carolina, as well as Roman Reigns will address Jacob Fatu. All right. From Kiki and TKO, we'll see y'all next week. It's the Knockout Hour.
what you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two Tulies of my own, I don't need a gang.
Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both. That swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears push to start a feature, but my skill set a la carte. Woo! You don't understand. I got some sins in one palm of my hand. Balls are right rigid and bodies get numb every time I demonstrate the main rule of thumb.